Physics simulation has revolutionized how we animate physical phenomena like cloth and fluids. But animating characters remains a manual and tedious process. Traditional animation techniques tend to produce stiff and unresponsive behaviors. We are using reinforcement learning to develop more lifelike and responsive physically simulated characters. Our character learns to perform lifelike motions by imitating human motion data, such as walking, running, and sword swings. Our character is put through an intense training regimen for 10 years in simulation. Thanks to NVIDIA's massively parallel GPU simulator, this just takes 3 days of real-world time. The character then learns to perform a large variety of motor skills. Once the character has been trained, it can use those skills that it has learned to perform more complex tasks. Here, the character is trained to run to a target object and knock it over. We can also steer the character to walk in different directions like you would with a game character. Our model allows the character to automatically synthesize lifelike responsive behaviors to new situations. We can also control the character using natural language commands. For example, we can tell the character to do a shield bash or swing its sword. We hope this technology will eventually make animating simulated characters as easy and seamless as talking to a real actor.
What is animation? What is it mean to be animated, to be creative, to be an artist? To be an artist, you have to think a certain way. You're expressive, you express your emotions the way you feel through art. Like a path and stuff. So when it came to digital media and animation and the recent improvements in technology, I have to wonder to myself, what does a robot have to compare to a human in the arts? And will robots endanger artists and people in that marketplace of technology? Because as artists, as technology improves, so does the art. And with technology, we've created a lot of art. Art has become faster, easier to produce. The possibilities are endless. A robot could never replace an artist. And in our studies as a group, researching, talking with teachers and students, we have found that yes, the AI actually, in fact, helps humans create art faster and more efficient, but it could never replace the human because it doesn't have a imagination like we do. Robots are programmed, but we are imaginative. That's why other businesses that have to do with numbers and stuff that's not really imaginative, stuff that's basically fact-based, time-based, they're more under threat from AI because AI can easily process and communicate that information easily. But imagination is something that's abstract and spontaneous. And yes, AI has been catching up in that sense because we do have AI creating random generations to create art, but it is still a program and it has no set goal in mind, where as us humans, we have a goal and something that we have in mind. Throughout our time as a group, we have interviewed many teachers and students in our major, digital media and animation, to find out where they stand on the robots and how it will affect us in the future.
Using technology and AI is just an advanced collaboration with a tool that's more like a person, or is becoming more like a person.
The medium of it in general, I think a lot of people say, like a lot of professionals say this, where the medium of animation is meant to be made by humans because there's so much you can do with drawings than what you can do with live action.
That's true.
And I feel like the biggest debate I think if this continues that people have to defend is that it shouldn't take away from how humans,
the creative
feel.
process. That's why I don't want AIs, robots, all these generative new technologies are going to be essential for productivity, time, and stuff in the future. So constantly learning about how the AIs are improving, how the robots are improving, will help us in our creative journey. So it is good to learn about robots, to learn robot readiness, to learn all of these things so that you do not become incompetent and you're not taken over by the new school, this younger generation coming up learning how to code, learning how to do all this stuff with technology, learning how to basically control and automate technology at will because they've been learning it from young. It's going to be like a second language, like writing an essay to us, like writing a book report to us in high school. But now you have coding language and the young are learning how to code so that they can communicate with technology effectively, and it's no longer a mystery. That's why learning all these robot readiness skills will be good, learning how to code, to manipulate software. Technologies and robots do not affect the digital media and animation program, but what we are recommending to teachers is in our program is to teach students about these new technologies, scripts, Arbeader, MetaHuman, all these technologies that make it easier and faster to animate and create videos and create content, create art, which is going to help in their future in being more productive and being fast and being able to manage their time and submit work effectively, as well as inspire and create and push their imagination. I recommend creating incentives for teachers to put certain things in their class or set aside some time to teach students about new technologies that we can use in our program and how they can use it to push their art and to push their creativity, which is what digital media animation is all about, creativity.